All right, so y'all got to forgive me, okay? Because this Anthony Edwards situation is much worse than I thought it was. Much worse than I thought it was. Y'all got to forgive me. I didn't have all the details. I thought that I pretty much... This is why I wait, really, to do videos on certain topics and certain things. Because I'll be waiting for the information, right? I'll be waiting for everything to boil down, for everything to settle, for everything to come to light, to give time for things to just cook, right? But I was unaware that there were more messages. And so what we have right here are more messages that we need to go over. And really, there's a couple other things that I need to address that I didn't address in that first video. So let's get right into the messages, because that's really where the meat of this conversation and the bulk of this conversation lies. So let's get into it. All right. So Anthony Edwards, here is where the messages start. Okay. She says, I still have an appointment on the 27th. He says, hell no, can't do this. She says, so now what? Right? What a great response. So she's already pissed off that he's having the type of response that he's having to her being pregnant. She's showing him the pregnancy test right there in the top part of the screen. You can see the test right there. She basically showing him, look, nigga, I'm pregnant. What we gonna do? He says, nah, we can't do this. So she like, well, now what? And by the way, what a great response. What you mean, now what? You already know. You already know what's coming. He don't want it. You already know what's coming. Why are you acting surprised? Well, now what do we do? Well, goofy, the next choice is pretty goddamn obvious. But let's continue. He says, get an abortion. LOL. Now, the LOL was egregious. I'm not going to hold y'all. The LOL, get an abortion and then putting LOL afterwards is egregious. That's nasty work. That is nasty, nasty work. All right? She responds and says, honestly, I had an abortion with my son around 2 years ago, and I regret it every day. Well, chick, if that's the case, I don't understand. Somebody out there, please help me understand the logic and the thinking here. She says, I had an abortion with my son around 2 years ago, and she regrets it every day. Well, if that is the goddamn case, then why are you still allowing men and strangers that you don't know if they want kids or not to bust up inside of you and impregnate you? We're not just going to put all the accountability on Anthony Edwards. Yes, he has accountability. Yes, he has blame to share. But hold on. If you know that you don't want kids, or if you know that you don't want to go through the painful process and the emotional process of getting an abortion, rather, again, she done already had one. Ain't no telling how many others she had. But you know that you don't want to experience that situation again. So then why would you continue to lay down with men and allow them to shoot the club up and leave you in a situation to where you could possibly have to relive the situation of going through an abortion? What are we doing? It's blame on both sides. Don't y'all come in my comments talking that bullshit, because I don't want to hear it. It's blame on both sides. She has a responsibility just like he does. Why are you allowing men to shoot your club up and you know that there's a chance that they may not want it? You ain't married to this dude, to this kid. He a kid still. Anyway, he responds and says, man, you can't force a kid in the world. You don't know what it is yet. His grammar, not mine. First of all, she can't force a kid into the world, and it's not. And is it technically forced? You skeeted up off in her. It's not forced. You didn't force nothing. She didn't force nothing. You did this. You did this. You played yourself. You did this. That's not forcing nothing. That's called nature. That's called nature. I know you smart enough to know what happens when you lay down with somebody and you don't use protection and you skeet off and just blow the club up. You smart enough to know at least that. Biologically, you know what happens. That's not force. For two, what did I say in the last video? I said it's absolutely women's choice. It is their decision, ultimately, what happens with that child. Once you drop off the mail, and if that package has reached her doorstep, it is no longer your property. Now she has property over, she has the final say over what happens to that package. You do not. You don't get a say so anymore. It's over. Now it's left up to her. Your fate, literally, is in the palm or the womb of hers. Let's continue reading. She says, that's not the point. I said I had an abortion 2 years ago, and I regret it. Again, if you regret it so much, why are you allowing people to skeet off up in you? But let's continue. He says, yeah, but I don't want a kid. Sir, if you don't want a kid, why are you, again, on your end, why are you just recklessly pile driving chicks, OF models, with no protection? Let's move on. This is the message that I showed in the last video. We're going to read it just for context really quickly. She says, being cool to you is just going to get an abortion by myself and you not doing shit and going about your day. That's being cool to you. Obviously, you've been through this before just by your reaction. He says, I'll send you the money to help you out. She says, I didn't ask for it, but okay. You just don't want a baby? Is that why you're saying all this? Because I've been cool with you. What being cool? What being cool with each other got to do with a whole kid? That's a whole separate thing. Why are we just acting like bringing a whole child into this world is just something that's just a fly-by-night type deal? That is just like taking the trash out. That's just like acquiring a pet. She acting like she talking about it like it's like getting a Tamagotchi or a Pokemon. You really don't want it? It's a kid. He says, I don't want kids. Let's handle this like grown-ups. She says, okay. I'm not trying to force you to be a dad to a baby you don't want. I just don't like abortions. That doesn't make me wrong. If you really don't want to do this, then fine. I won't. She's already hurt. Okay. She's hurt. It's obvious that she's hurt. Her feelings are hurt. She knows that she has ultimate power, though, in this situation. She knows that this is her opportunity for a come up. And I'm going to show you why that is very, very, very ironic that Anthony Edwards finds himself in this situation. I'm going to show you why as soon as we're done reading these text messages. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Here we go. He says, just take the pills. He said, I don't care about none of that you're talking about. Just take them pills. I don't care about nothing that you're talking about. I don't care about how you feel. I don't care if you don't want to get, just take them pills. I don't care if you don't want an abortion or not. I don't care if you have 4 or 5 of them already. Trick, take them pills. She says, you don't care about no one but you. He says, you got the money. What's the hold up? Because now you finna make a problem. It was already a problem when you dropped that deposit off, sir. My good sir. But let's continue. She says, finna make what a problem exactly? I don't give a fuck. I've been nice this whole time. I don't bother you. I don't cuss. I don't cause problems. Nothing don't speak to me like that. I told you I would because you want me to. So that's that you talking about a life. Just be somewhat understanding. What in the world did she just say? I told you I would because you want me to. So that's that you talking about a life. What are these adults that we talking about? Why they can't correctly formulate full sentences and paragraphs. You got corrective text in your phone, right? Why are we having such a problem formulating? Let's move on. She says, I told you I'll be home soon. He says, okay, just make sure I get the video of the box with the right pills. She says, what other pills would they be, Anthony? He says, just making sure. Let's move on. I'm assuming this is some video of her showing him some type of evidence of her acquiring either the pills or the box that he was asking that is in question. She says the other half is in 24 to 48 hours. So I'm assuming this is her taking one of the pills or taking her first dosage of pills. This is embarrassing, by the way, and we're going to get to that too. She says, so I send you what you asked, then it's fuck me? You're going to ignore me now? He says, my attorney gonna handle it. Sir, we way too late for that. You way too late for your attorney to handle it. You way too late for that. You beyond that, but let's continue. She says, you said we were handling it ourselves. Then when I do my part, you turn. Your attorney hasn't even responded. Just do what you said you would do. I did my part. In other words, forward that check. In other words, send that paper. In other words, break me off. In other words, I want the come up. I want the bag. She says, you can send it within 48 hours. He responds and says, he's supposed to. She says, well, he hasn't responded to him not once. Still no response. Please stop playing. Just do it. I did everything you asked. Let's move on to the next one. He said, no, I'm waiting. She says, you know, anyone else would have just kept the baby and said, fuck you. Yeah, I'm waiting too. And you don't give a F. Why should I? See? Just that fast. You done found yourself in a peculiar situation. Just that fast. You done made her mad. You done tricked off. You done made her mad. And now she has the ultimate say. You see how that works?
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Gentlemen, my young fellas out there, my young men out there, do you see how it works? Do you see how this works? You have no power. The moment you decide to go ahead and not use protection, you lose all power. See how it works? Very simple to see, right? So she says, are you going to send it? He says, you gotta send video. That's what we agree on. Not agreed on, agree on. She says, I did. He says, you didn't mention 2 different days, different videos. She says, it say 24 to 48 hours. I did my part. You ain't even asked me if I'm good. Because he don't care if you good or not. Did you take the pills? Did you take the pills? That's all he care about. He don't care about none of the other stuff you talking about. What more? Listen to me. Do you know how insane it is? Let me put this out on the table. Let me roll this out in front of your very eyes. Do you know how insane it is to bring a child into this world, regardless of whether or not the father wants it or not? Do you know how insane it is and emotionally and mentally fucked up it is to bring a child into this world knowing that the father wants nothing, absolutely nothing to do with it? But selfishness says, I'm going to do it anyway because it's about me. Damn the kid, damn you. It's about me. I want to bring a kid in. I want a kid. Don't matter if the father's around. I raise it myself, and that's where it all starts. But I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you why this is so ridiculous. I'm going to show you why this is so ridiculous. I'm going to show you why. Keep in mind, this is the same person. This is the same person who wants... See, the thing about the internet, I keep telling y'all, is that the internet keeps all receipts. The internet keeps all receipts. You don't nothing get past the internet. Here we go. No. This is the same guy who said this. You ready? I want y'all to listen carefully.
All you females who think y'all finna come up off a nigga from signing the contract, she the only one.
Boy, don't lie.
She the only one that's coming up. Look, she new to the table. So I'm a little green for her. Everybody else, the light is the same color as my damn jacket. Hey, you talking about, you feel me? So there you
In case you missed it,
come up.
I'm gonna play it again.
Hey, all you females who think y'all finna come up off a nigga from
Not here.
Hey, all you females who think y'all finna come up off a nigga from signing the contract, she the only one.
He said, all you females that think y'all about to come up off of me for signing the contract. For those that don't know, the contract that is in question that he's talking about is a $260 million contract. That's right. Anthony Edwards signed a $260 million contract in the NBA for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He has a bag. And guess what? If I know it, all them OF models that you out there sticking with no type of protection know it too. Congratulations, sir. You have effectively and efficiently played yourself. Good luck. Men, please avoid this situation at all costs. Do not be Anthony Edwards, at least not in this manner. Go ahead and acquire your millions and get your money, but please don't make the same mistakes that he has made. Let this be a learning lesson for you going forward in the future, and for all of my young men and for your sons out there. Teach them, show them, look at the evidence. This is what we have. I'll see y'all in the next video.